Hey everybody, welcome back to HitPoint, a JRPG news show, an anime news show, a niche news show, a show where Baku and I basically talk to each other and pretend that we're talking about the news. That is what we do here on HitPoint. Welcome. It's good to see all of you on this wonderful Monday evening.
Beautiful.
Gosh, today we're going to be taking a look at some trailers, talking about some rumors, talking about some industry news. Some pretty big stuff is rumbling around out there, and we'll be answering some questions and comments from the chat at the end of the episode in the form of super chats and stuff.
Super chat.
We normally stream every. We normally stream live every Sunday, Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Baku, buddy, how you doing?
Doing great, man. How are you doing? I'm tired. I'll tell you that right now. I'm so tired right now.
I know, me too. So, yeah, I had the weirdest. I already told you guys a little bit about it in a tweet, and I told Baku a little bit about it before the start of the stream. I had a dream last night that I was talking with Linus Sebastian of Linus Tech Tips fame, and I was trying to pitch to him the idea of like a really cool show idea, and like the whole thing. I told him all about it, and I was like, and the crux of it is like, here's the title, and it's a really catchy title. And as I was trying to tell him the title, I was so excited about it. I was actually saying it out loud, and I woke myself up from my sleep. I don't talk in my sleep. I don't. So like, and it was one of those things where I was like, I'm trying to talk in my sleep, but you can't do anything in your sleep. Like when you're in a fight and you're sleeping, you're like punching, you're like throwing your hand, you're just like everything just super sluggish. I was like, that's what it felt like, but I was talking. I was like, it's called, and then I woke up and I was like, oh man. Anyways, I woke up super motivated at 1 a.m. in the morning, and I was like, oh man, I gotta write some stuff down. I got some ideas for my channel, and it's like, I gotta do this. It's the best idea ever. And then I couldn't get back to sleep until like probably 3 a.m. and I'm just so freaking tired and beat down. Anyway, that is my whole day has just been like a walking stupor. How about you, Baku?
I was streaming Trails in the Sky 3rd until about 3 a.m. Got into bed, rolled around. Yeah, I know. I'm me streaming. That's crazy. But also Trails in the Sky. What?
Was it just that good? Was that the problem? It was just you couldn't put it down?
Oh no, I just okay. Yeah, no, it was pretty good. Trails 3rd has been exceeding expectations. Let's just say that.
Really? Great.
Yeah. 1 and 2 were well, 1 is underwhelming, 2 was okay, but 3's been pretty good.
Yeah, by 3,
the
whole train is just in fast motion at this point. Yeah, you've gathered all the steam, and now everything is chugging along as it will.
The pacing is finally picked up. It's just like, okay, we're good. Yeah. So that was that. Got into bed 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, rose and finally slept. Woke up at 8:30 for work, and then couldn't take a nap. I usually take naps.
5:30 for work? You got up at
8:30.
8:30. Okay.
So yeah, I woke up at 8:30 for work.
Okay, and so then, like 5-ish hours of sleep.
No, more like 3-ish hours of sleep.
Oh man.
And then I couldn't sleep again. I usually take like a nap somewhere along the day, and then that didn't happen because as soon as I was done with work, I was writing the docket until basically an hour ago, and I had dinner. So okay, I am tired.
I appreciate your sacrifice, Baku.
I got my second win, so let's push through this. We got this.
We got all the energy we need. Chat, give us your energy. Hands up. You know,
I want to be Goku. I just want
exactly.
Absorb your energy. So send me your energy. Send me your life force, please.
Well, let's go ahead and
life force.
Let's go ahead and borrow some of that energy from the chat and respond to some of these these comments from last week. Do you want to lead us off here with this one?
Yeah, sure. We've got ourselves a Vig Plaza here who says, "Hello, Derek and Baku. You guys planning on getting a Steam Deck? Imagine all the RPGs on Steam in your hand. Love the show. Love you too, man, Vic. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I personally contemplated on it. I wanted to get a Steam Deck, for the reasons that you just basically mentioned, which is the power of RPGs and anime in my hand. But then ultimately I realized that my cell phone can do the anime part, and I can't justify like $600 some US dollars for I don't travel enough. What about you, Derek?
I want one. I definitely do. I mean,
I want one too. If it's free, if there's a free one out there, you let me know, right?
Valve, I will help advertise your Steam Deck. I know you're having trouble pushing units, so
yeah, definitely.
I will help advertise that it exists for anybody. No, but for real, I want one. I don't want to spend the money on it. I just blew all the money I had on a PlayStation 5. But I think that it would be really useful as a reviewer of games who occasionally dips toes into Steam games. It would be really nice to have a Steam Deck to be like, oh, and this is how it plays on a Steam Deck, and here's the frame rate you can expect from it, or something like that. I feel like it would be a useful thing, but also not the sort of thing that would recoup its costs at all. I'm definitely not making $700 because I have a Steam Deck. So how could I spend $700 on a Steam Deck? Like it's a hard sell for me, like financially, for like as like from a business side of things, but just from like a convenience side of things, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, definitely interested in it. I just don't know if I can, mentally square it right now.
It's a little pricey. Ooh, it's a little pricey.
It's a lot pricey. I mean, it's actually really competitive though. For like if you were to build a PC, if you're on like a, gosh, I don't know, if you're at the end of like an upgrade path of like an older Intel platform, or maybe you just aren't wanting to build a new like AM5 platform PC or something, like this would probably be a pretty good alternative. But
if all you do is gaming,
if you're not like streaming and such, then it's a solid choice, actually, I think, based on everything I've seen, and the fact that it's just one piece of hardware that helps eliminate so many things that developers have to like test for when making sure that their games work on PCs and stuff, because like you have to account for so many different hardware configurations and different competing processors and graphics cards, and you got to make sure that each permutation works. They can at least be like, oh, and we have the Steam Deck, and we make sure that works with it, and then it's good to go, right? So like you're guaranteed some sort of performance out of it, which is nice. So yeah. It's like a console for PC gamers gaming.
Yeah.
It's a PC for console gamers is what I meant to say.
It's a PC for console gamers.
Yeah. Which, that said, there is also the whole thing that it like runs on Linux, and that's if you want to get to tinkering with it, there is that higher barrier of entry, whereas I don't know, it's not as easy for people to screw around with installing mods and stuff. I think maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
it depends on how well people streamline it, I guess. Anyways, yeah, Steam Deck seems sweet. I would want one.
Well,
then we had another message here from Consolation Tissue, who says, I love you, Derek, but you're crazy if you don't think frame rates matter. Unlike resolution, you can practically feel frames, especially in any game that has a rotating camera. Also, I think people not happy with 30 frames for Symphonia is more because it isn't worth the price of an upgrade. That's totally fair. Yeah, and I wanted to I actually picked this one out because I wanted to just restate, like, it's not that I don't think that frames matter at all. I think that they definitely have an appreciable impact, especially for like online competitive, like first-person shooters and stuff. Like it's documented. Yes, that makes a difference because you're competing against other people who have, upwards of 240 frames per second to make snap decisions and such, right? But but when you are playing like a turn-based RPG, I think it matters less. That said, Tales is probably an exception because it's like a mix of action RPG with like, that's probably not the best choice. Like if like Final Fantasy VII were to be remade, and if it was turn-based in this remake, then like that would be an example. I don't know. Like if Dragon Quest 11 was released on PC and it ran in 30 frames a second, like that wouldn't matter to a lot of people, I don't think. But I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I think that 60 frames is preferable to 30 whenever possible. I just don't think that like I would turn up, like if there was a game I really wanted to play and the only option I had was to either spend $100 on the original GameCube release or $20 on Steam or $20 for like a remake. It's probably more than $20 right now, but you know, if that was the alternative, was saving a bunch of money and playing it in 30 frames, I'd probably go with that. Personally speaking. That said, I actually have been recently playing through Star Ocean Divine Force a little bit in between everything else. And there's this
Is it 30 FPS?
There is a toggle that allows you to switch the graphics mode, at least on PlayStation 5, between maximizing FPS versus maximizing visual fidelity. And I gotta tell you, I cannot see the difference between the no. I can't see the difference between like the visual quality. Like when I tell it to optimize for visual performance or something, it is indistinguishable from my perspective, and it might just be like the difference of like 1440p versus 4K. I'm playing on a 4K monitor. I'm like an arm's length away from it. I just can't see the difference, but the difference in frame rate is extremely noticeable. So it's really nice actually to be able to play it in higher resolution, or no, higher frame rates for sure. And it's also, you know, an action RPG. So and if I don't know if it actually made an appreciable impact though on like the quality of like the lighting or something, or shadows or something, like it doesn't seem to do anything though. So it's like it's a no-brainer.
I just think that it does matter a lot more for like action titles. That's all it is. Like you give me 60 FPS on like Tactics Ogre, like I can't tell you that I will notice the difference.
Well, that's because it's only animated in like 2 frames a second. I mean,
it's a potato game.
Well, okay, so the sprites are like 2 frames a second, but the camera panning and stuff is where you would see the difference, I think. And I think, like you said, you probably wouldn't really feel that. So
my brain would be thinking about a lot of other things. And here's the other thing too, about some of these like tactical games versus action games. When it comes to tactical games or like turn-based games, you're not staring at the picture as much. You are thinking about your next move. You're strategizing. Like you're looking at the screen, but you're like probably thinking about something else. When you play an action game, though, you're engaged with the graphics because you have to look at your hitbox. So in that sense, you are looking at motion. You have to care about it. You will be hyper aware. That's why I think action games matters when it comes to these frame rates. When it comes to turn-based games, honestly, probably not a whole lot. That's my personal take. You give me like 30 FPS, like I don't know, Persona 5. It's fairly nice. Honestly, graphics, very nice aesthetics, right? That could benefit from 60 FPS, I'm sure, when they do like the execution stuff. But I gotta tell you, I probably wouldn't care.
I mean, So I'm not. Point is, I'm not trying to say that it doesn't matter. I just don't think, for me and for a lot of people, it should be a game breaker, a deal breaker. You know?
It's not a deal breaker,
but it's still preferable for sure. Anyways, that was just a side rant that it wasn't even. Did I even go on that rant, or was I just being salty about it in my last comments? Part of that reason, I think it was mostly because I still get comments from people on my Chrono Cross review where they're talking about the remake and how it's like, you know, basically unplayable because it's not 60 frames. I'm like, guys, it was like this at launch on PlayStation 1. Like it really is just a low frame rate game. Like it's not a bad remaster. Don't blame the remaster. Like that's just how it is. Although it would be nice, but like don't let there's no 60 frames per second way to play it. Don't not play it because Chrono Cross is like, you know, struggling with 15 frames every once in a while. There is fixes for that. Anyways.
Are there now?
Well, yeah, you play it if you switch your Nintendo Switch's output down from 1080p to 720p or even 480p. Then yeah, it speeds up quite a bit and doesn't drop. Doesn't stutter. Yeah, you can. It's just that's just a little bit of a trade off. But anyways, yeah, I didn't really mean to dwell too much on that whole thing either today or in the last stream. Just dealing with my own inner demons.
Well, let me help you move on.
Okay.
Next comment we got from Jack Bandit. Totally just wishlist monochrome mobius from your video. And yeah, for me, this just came out of nowhere.
I know. I had heard the name and I remembered it, and I just completely spaced the game. We've seen so many things over these.
We've talked about this game like 3 times.
No.
We talked about this game so many times.
I know. That's why the name is like, I know that name. But when I saw the game, I'm like, I have no memory of this place.
Well, it's out now. I think. I at least saw. I saw one of the VTuber play it, and I was actually genuinely surprised that particular VTuber played it because they're from a large agency, and basically all of their other comrades, they're all playing
competing.
Pokemon. Oh no, they're all playing Pokemon.
Oh, okay. I thought, because I was going to say, didn't monochrome Mobius? I almost said Morbius. Didn't maybe that's why I remember.
Someone made that joke. Someone made that joke on my Twitter.
But didn't
they were morbing?
Didn't that have some VTuber voice acting as well, or am I thinking of a different game? I'm probably thinking of Touhou.
I think you're thinking about a different game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Disregard. Never mind.
Yeah. She was playing. She was the only one, like a really popular VTuber who was playing monochrome. And I was just like, wow, that is a true RPG fan right there. It's like, yeah, it's not about the hype. No offense to anyone playing Pokemon. Like, it's a huge game. I get it. It's the biggest RPG launch of the year, probably of the last couple of years. But yeah, no, I mean, despite that, just going for the relatively unpopular thing and just playing this monochrome Mobius, which even in Japan, I think is relatively unknown compared to Pokemon. Yeah, but I saw the gameplay. The point is, I saw the gameplay. It actually looked really good. So I'm actually super stoked about it, which, by the way, did you guys know? You might not know because apparently Jack Bandit didn't know. Did you know that Monochrome Mobius is part of a larger series called Utawareru Mono? And that game series is actually on like massive sale. I posted it in the comment section of the last video. It's like 85% off. I picked up 3 games for $32 US. That's $10 a game. I don't know. That sounds like a good deal. So if you're into like tactical RPG with like some visual novel, and I've heard nothing but good things about the story, by the way. Like everyone who comes to me is like, "Oh my god, the story is amazing." There you go. It's like $30 for all 3 games. Just to prepare yourselves ahead for the monochrome Mobius. That's the prelude. And also, yeah. Speaking of, there's a ton of games that's on sale right now for Black Friday. So if you're in our part of the world, yeah, definitely look at Steam, look at all your discounts because they're all coming. I just bought like 3 other games on Amazon, which I really shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you know what? Speaking of games that are on sale right now, I feel the need to just plug a couple of games that I was actually sponsored pretty recently by Red Art Games for a couple of games that they're releasing that are coming out in January. The first is the physical release of Aiden Chronicle Rising, and the other is the physical release of Demon Gaze Extra. Now I don't have the links to those right now, but it's really actually a really awesome deal right now. Like $35 to get the physical edition of Aiden Chronicle Rising. If you pre-order it, you actually get the CD soundtrack as well, like the physical CD. But yeah, if you're interested in seeing more about that, check out my video that I put out the other day about how shorter RPGs are better. And disregard like the title. It's one of those titles that's like supposed to be a little bit like catchy, but it's not like a blanket statement really. It's just like sometimes they're better, if certain circumstances are met.
Can
But
we talk about that later? Like,
yeah,
no, this is not to cut you off and say let's talk about it later. I mean, can we revisit this later? Because I wanted to ask you about something there, but
sure.
Yeah, but go on, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, check out that video, and check out my video, my impressions of Tactics Ogre Reborn, which also was sponsored, and you can see the links to those if you want to get those pre-orders and get the pre-order bonuses. Like, I'm just stoked.
Dude, the CD is like $15 value at least.
I know. That's why I'm like, it's 35 euros, which right now is $35 US, which is like, it's a really inexpensive game plus a soundtrack. I'm gonna get that actually. So I should, and I will. Demon Gaze Extra also looks really interesting, but I'll need to keep my eyes peeled for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, sorry about that.
Right. No, don't be sorry. Yes, physical copies, like people asked about it too. Like people have asked about physical copies for that game, and we had to tell them, unfortunately, there isn't. Well, now there is. So there you go, right?
That's right.
I think someone was asking about physical copy for like Front Mission. I mean, it's the same deal. It's just like, maybe there will be one later. Will you get it then when there is? Well, this is the den for the Rising. So people have asked about it. I remember people asked about, will there be physical copy for the Rising? And I was like, yeah, sorry, no. As of the time of us talking about it, there wasn't any. Well, here you are. Now it's there. So go get it.
Yep, for sure. Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
You're welcome.
So now, guys, we don't have any voicemails to play for you right now, but if you have any burning questions that you would like to have us respond to next week, feel free to leave us a voicemail at the number down below. That's 785-337-3805. And, you'll be prompted, leave a voicemail to be listened to on the air and stuff, and just leave a voicemail. That's how you get on.
Just leave a voicemail. How hard is that?
It's not hard at all. At least I don't.
The number.
If you want to, and I'll make sure we cut out any stammering or stuttering or anything. Don't feel like you have to nail it the first try.
Yeah, feel free to curse freely, and then we'll just bleep it all out.
Hey, that works.
You just can't contain your emotion. You just really want that Star Ocean 2.
Oh man, I really want that Star Ocean 2. I know.
I still think it's highly possible that we'll get it, but yeah. All right. So let's get the show in a row so that we can actually sleep relatively early today.
That sounds like a plan.
It sounds like a plan. All right, let's start with some update to past releases. Speaking of games that I just bought over Black Friday deal, the DioField Chronicle is getting a free major update in March of next year. The update will be adding a whole new scenario starting Walter Quinn Reddit. Is his name just Reddit? Is his last name Reddit? Anyways, Walter Quinn Reddit, I think that's his last name. He'll be playable after Chapter 5. There will be a high difficulty extra mode, which if you don't know what that is, I didn't know what that is either reading that, but the explanation is higher level enemies appearing from Chapter 1 as part of New Game Plus. So I would imagine that means like once you beat the game, you can just keep enemies at higher level when you start the New Game Plus, as opposed to dropping back down to like level 1 enemies, right? Which doesn't make sense. So you don't have to like mold them over with your carried over like levels from the new game or the previous game. And also very hard difficulty, perfect for people who didn't think hard was hard enough. So There you go. Those are the major updates coming, and they are free, which is great. It's kind of similar to the free update from Valkyrie Elysium that we recently got.
That's kind of nice, right?
Early in the month. Yeah, kind of nice that they're not making this like, DLC, you gotta give us $5 for this.
Yeah, it's not like a day one DLC patch or something like that. It's just a little, we didn't have time to finish this. Throw it in there. I appreciate that. Kind of take some of the sting out of paid DLC a little later on. I feel like
just a little,
get a little something free early on. I like that.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it for the DLCs. So let's go ahead and
for the DLCs.
Let's move along to the new game announcements, and we've got a one here that's from publisher Freedom Games, who have announced that their tactical turn-based RPG Tyrant's Blessing will be coming to Nintendo Switch on February 23rd, 2023. The Switch version was originally slated for August alongside the PC version. However, that got delayed. So we have a trailer here for it. Do you want to take a look?
Yeah, let's take a look. I mean, we've looked at it before, but I think people can definitely benefit from looking at it.
Yeah.
Get a refresher of what it is.
All right. Gotta push a whole bunch of buttons here to make it work.
Okay. I was like, where's the video?
All right. So yeah, this looks really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The Nintendo Switch getting all these strategy tactics RPGs.
Yeah.
It is the year of the strategy RPG for sure. God,
I'm not sure.
That pixel art is nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure if these like bolsters the value of a Steam Deck or hinders the value of a Steam Deck. Sam does play a lot of these games on a Switch anyway, right? Like,
Sure. Yeah, but I mean, the point is you have options, right? And if you don't already have a Switch, then you just get a Steam Deck and you hack it and you turn it into a Switch. But you got to buy the games. Don't just be a pirate.
Games. Yeah, never a pirate.
At least, I mean, not games that are currently for sale.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So that was Tyrant's Blessing, and I think it looks pretty dang sweet. And man, it's really cool to see more tactics RPGs. The floodgates are completely wide open at this point, and yeah, you can look forward to seeing that in February. We have another game coming out called The Sword of the Vagrant. It was announced by Rainy Frog in their It's a 2018 action RPG that they put out, Sword of Vagrant. Well, it's coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and now the Nintendo Switch as well on the 1st of December. So that's just like a little over a week away from now. And the PS5 version of said game will also be coming out here pretty soon as well. In 2023, but we don't have like an actual date yet. But we do have an actual trailer. So let's put that on here. And that, I think we saw this once before too, didn't we?
Absolutely. Yeah, this one is
it's like that Vanillaware-ish.
Definitely heavy inspiration from vanilla games. They've even said it many times.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell they're not hiding it, but it looks gorgeous.
Was this the one that had that boss that completely distracted me? I could be mistaken.
No,
it might not be this one.
There's a lot of things about this game that would distract one. So
at least two.
Yeah, at least two. Yeah,
and the first is just how gorgeous the art is, and
stunning.
Fluidity of the combat.
Straight bounce. I mean,
yeah, it's like a Vanillaware, Dark Soulsy. Just based
it looks amazing.
I mean, I don't want to compare everything to Dark Souls, but it looks like it's going for that same vibe. Like the library fighting heavily armed knights, just like bones getting thrown.
Speaking of library,
yeah, exactly.
Here are some bookshelves.
Yes, yeah. That's why I'm making comparisons to Dark Souls, not because everything that is difficult needs to be a Souls game, but yeah, like thematically it looks similar.
It has similar aesthetics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also similar to Vanillaware.
Vanilla games. Yeah, Vanillaware.
And, that has that kind of paper doll kind of animation, but it looks way better than most, so I don't even mind it so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways,
this looks great.
If that game looks good to you, and it looks good to me. If it looks good to you, it's available right now on Steam, so you don't even have to wait if you don't want to.
Yeah, you technically don't have to if you didn't want to.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some other games. This one is called Touhou Danmaku Kagura, Fantasia Lost. It is a long name. So there's a Touhou Project Rhythm game
Hmm.
with that name that's been announced for Steam and the Switch. This title was originally a mobile game, which has then been shut down, and then they went to crowdfunding via Campfire, which if you all don't know what Campfire is basically a Japanese Kickstarter GoFundMe deal.
Oh, okay.
And then it got funded for 6 times the initial ask,
Whoa.
which is crazy. Yeah, they asked for 15 million yen. They got as of the time of the show, 84 million yen. And the campaign is going into January. So they have like a good month left to raise money. So far, by the way, 84 million yen, about 590,000 US dollars, so close to $600,000 for a mobile game that got shut down. And people are like, we just want like a dedicated, like it's a good game. We just don't want to be a mobile game. Can you
Yeah.
just turn it into a console game? They're like, yeah, sure, give us money.
That's awesome. So was there a reason it was shut down? Like, was it shut down because like it was online and they had to shut down servers, or
I
was
have
it?
no idea why it got shut down. I wanted to look into it, but I couldn't find any good reason why it was shut down. So maybe no one knows why it shut down. There's speculations, but I don't think it was like ever stated why it shut down. Unless, some article in Japanese that I just couldn't find. But from what I've looked at, I couldn't find anything anyways. But the important part is, man, it's got a lot of people wanting this game. So this new title will be rebuilt to optimize controllers and keyboards, and it also is going to add in a new story and also new songs. They're still raising money. There are additional stretch goals, so I'm not sure like where exactly it's going to take us. We do have a teaser trailer, no gameplay that we can look at.
All right, sure. Let's pull it up here.
Just to take a look.
Get a taste of what's to
Get
come
a
here.
small taste, yeah. At least the art.
You would think they would have a gameplay trailer because it was like already released on mobile, but I guess it's completely being rebuilt though, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe not because they're rebuilding it.
So even if you find gameplay of the original, it might not
be.
be representative. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the reason why. But I do want to throw it out there just so you guys are aware if you're a Touhou fan or you just like rhythm games. I think this one is going to be an interesting one to look forward to. And looking forward to, we will be doing because there's no gameplay as of right now. And the game is slated to be released sometime in 2023. So we'll be coming back to this at some point in the future.
And now that was a rhythm game though, you said, right?
That is a rhythm game, yeah.
Yeah, because somebody in the chat's saying like, "Oh, I really suck at shoot 'em ups." That's the thing about Touhou is that some of them are shoot 'em ups, some of them are RPGs, some of them are rhythm games. Touhou's kind of just like it's like an open source game.
Yes.
Storyline and characters. It's like community based. It's weird. It's not just shoot 'em ups, although that's how I think it started, right?
So to give a long short on it, because I don't want to delve into it. The more I delve into it, I'm going to give details that's wrong. But let me just give you the broad like picture as I know it. It all started out with this man named Zun, like Zun. He goes by that, and he's the originator of the Touhou like franchise, if you will. And it all started with like just a regular self-made, self-published game. And it's a shoot 'em up, and it just got really popular over time with the characters, and then people were just like, man, I would love to use this character for like other doujin, which is kind of like fan stuff. Yeah, and so the guy basically said, well, yeah, sure, feel free to use this franchise to do whatever you want,
just no
as
lewds.
as long as you follow a couple of rules, and you can monetize it. You don't have to pay me any royalty. So the guy's kind of a legend in the doujin circle, and he's highly respected for
absolute mad lad.
How selfless he is with like this whole thing that he could have cashed out on this, and he would have made bank, but he didn't. So super cool guy. And he just loves seeing all these derivative works that's come out. And he always talks about them, like, oh yeah, now there's a fighting game. Oh, now there's an arena shooter. Oh, now there's like an RPG. Like, wow,
Yeah,
this stuff is
that's
crazy.
awesome, right?
Yeah, super
Anyways,
cool guy.
I
Yeah.
didn't mean to get you distracted. I know you don't like usually going too far from prepared, just in case something goes wrong. But I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, not a problem. I figured we just touched on it just so we have an understanding of what Touhou is and why we care about it. But yeah, so this one is a rhythm game. So yet another kind of gaming experience. That's Metrovania. We talked about Touhou Metrovania before
we
too,
did.
and that looked really good. So this game is coming out sometime in 2023, and we will definitely be coming back to it once we get some gameplay. All right. Next up, we got a game that called Last Time I Saw You Coming. It's a very strange title. So Chorus Worldwide announced that they will be publishing a new narrative adventure game developed by Maboroshi Artworks called Last Time I Saw You. Last Time I Saw You Coming. Is it Last Time I Saw You Coming or The Last Time I Saw You?
Oh, wait.
Did I get the wrong
It's probably
title?
the last time. You know what I bet it is? I bet it's the title is Last Time I Saw You. And then your headline is that it is coming.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm like, why is this title so weird? What it's anyway. Can we just forget the last like 5 minutes?
Yeah, let's rewind.
Okay. So Chorus Worldwide announced that they will be publishing a new narrative adventure game developed by Maboroshi Artworks called Last Time I Saw You. I don't know why I'm laughing. The story is set in 1980s Japan, following Ayumi, a 12-year-old boy who wanders the melancholic countryside of Japan in search of the girl he's been seeing in his dreams. Like literally the girl of his dreams. Literally the girl of his dreams. All right. We can take a look at that trailer.
All right, let's give it a gander.
Yeah, they had like a release date like teaser trailer, but this one is like the one from the what is it called? Steam page, which I feel like shows a lot more of what you should expect from the game. It's got this like manga kind of style to the art. Everything is hand drawn, by the way, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that animation's really nice. At first, I was expecting it to be another paper doll, but no, it's hand animated as well, which is a huge selling point. I love hand drawn animation.
Yeah,
or at least anything that can do an approximation of it is really nice.
Yeah, so there's definitely some kind of like mystical elements to it.
Yeah, that does look really nice.
Yeah.
Yep, Last Time I Saw You.
Yeah, totally. That's totally the title.
And I love the vibe of the music, by the way. It's kind of lo-fi. Yes.
Yep, that's one of their sell points. They're like, yeah, you're going to play this game through all the lo-fi tracks. So yeah, it really sets the tone. The art, the adventure, the musing. So yeah, so it's that kind of a game. So something to relax in. I think it's like maybe like 10 to 15 hours long. Probably. So super
nice.
Chill. All right.
So
what else you got, sir?
So this one actually is not really on the docket, but I wanted to throw out just an update on because we talked about a couple of probably months ago, a couple of weeks ago. You remember Tears of Magic and the Kickstarter? Well, unfortunately, they did not hit their goal on their Kickstarter.
Oh,
However, no, that's okay though, because it sounds like what they're going to be doing here is just working on it anyway, just at a slower pace. So that's just a little update. As I saw a tweet recently from the Tears of Magic team that said that they're officially starting their work on the game full time, and that just happened like earlier this week or last week, Monday last week, I think it was. So. Yeah, that was kind of exciting to see that they were beginning like in earnest the full development. So yeah, that wasn't on the docket, but I was like, hey, I remembered this when we were talking about the Japanese Kickstarter. I was like, Kickstarter. Oh, that's
Kickstarter.
Right. Okay, so that little update aside, we also have another game here. that was announced is Adventure Academia: The Fractured Continent. So PQube finally have announced the release dates of the game in their Class of Heroes series, Adventure Academia: Fractured Continent. The game is going to be coming to PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC with English subtitles. And it's coming out on the 9th of December. So it's just around the corner because, you know,
it is just around the corner.
It's just 2 weeks, 3 weeks away.
Everything is just right around the corner.
I know. It really is. It's just, we have, 30 RPGs coming out within the next 30 days. But what's one more? We have a trailer for it, though, if you'd like to take a look at it.
Yes, this is a new trailer. It's like an RPG advent calendar, right?
It kind of is.
Counting down.
It's an RPG advent calendar is totally my jam. Because, like, I don't know. Advent calendar chocolates always kind of leave me feeling a little, Now, JRPG advent calendar leaves me feeling pretty broke.
Broke on money and broke on time.
Oh yeah, definitely time poor. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting what the Class of Heroes game looks like, and then every time I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, they're doing that weird like strategy RPG sort of thing, but different. It's its own thing. Like, it's isometric, and I think that's why I think of it as like a strategy RPG. But it looks different.
I'm actually really looking forward to play this.
Are you?
Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
If I stream it, I think it would be fun.
I could see that.
Yeah, for the same reason that, like, a game like what is it called?
Cult
the
of the
Cult of
Lamb.
Lamb would be fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I had
even with
similar...
no integration.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were smart, they build a Steam integration in this.
That would be pretty rad. But
right?
Legit though, I'm thinking probably not my cup of tea, but I could totally see how other people would find that looking really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yeah. Well, anyways, the game is currently sitting at mostly negative reviews on Steam.
Yes.
But it only has 29 reviews so far, and none of them are in English. So, just take that overall rating with a grain of salt right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens when the game is in English, if people kind of find that they like it a little bit more and now that they know what they're doing, maybe. I mean,
no, and I'm the one who wrote that. Let me just clarify what I mean.
Okay.
It's not that like, oh, you can discount them because they're not written in English. It's more like, I don't know what they're saying.
Oh.
Like, I don't know what their complaints are. So I don't know if they're just like, complaining or like, oh, valid point 1, point 2, or they're just like yelling in
if it's just a review
their
bomb.
respective language. Yeah, I don't know if it's a review bomb because you can't tell, right?
Yeah.
If it wasn't English, I can tell you like, oh yeah, these are totally legitimate, or like these are just like angry people who didn't get what they wanted. So okay, just want to clarify before we go down the wrong
Baku,
path.
I think this bears your assistance. I think you need to get it and then tell us how it is. Homework.
I will take one for the team, even though I already bought a whole bunch of games. I'll take one for the team. So many games already. Like I just bought DioField. I just bought Valkyrie Elysium.
Oh man, I know how that is.
So.
Well, I look forward to hearing if it is actually any good or not. We'll see.
Yeah. I'll tell you about it.
Thank you.
All right. Speaking of wanting to know if the game will actually be good or not, Crisis Core.
Hey.
Hey. So this is not a typical announcement because, we usually do announcements when there are like, new dates or like something substantial to cling on to. Not so much with this, but I do want to throw it out there. Square Enix did share some interesting information regarding Crisis Core that could dispel some perhaps misinformation that's floating out there, and also shared a new trailer titled More Than a Remaster. which tells us that they are fully self-aware of the weird remaster remake middle that this game is falling into. So, let's go for a couple of things. The first piece of interesting information is that this game is built using Unreal Engine 4 with some of the original C++ codes ported over, which is probably why they're reluctant to call it a remake, because they had original codes sent over. And it can't be a remake unless it's completely built from the ground, completely from scratch. I just really want to call this a remake. I really do. Okay, so there will be Can we call it?
Yeah, let's call it a remake. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's just put a foot down.
Live a little.
We're gonna get angry comments like the next day, like, oh, it's not a remake, and let me tell you why. Here are 5 reasons why Crisis Core is not.
That would actually be really interesting. If you guys could give us 5 reasons why, I would totally make it into a YouTube video.
Actually, you know what I was gonna say too. if you all can tell us, do you think Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is a remake or a remaster, and tell us the reason why you think that way? Let us know in the comments, because I'm on the remix side. Okay, I'm planting my foot firmly on the remix side. So let me continue. There will be new arrangements by the game's original composer, Takaharu Ishimoto, and an updated combat system, and all new Summon Cinematics remake. PS5 and Xbox Series X will be able to display the game at the glorious 4K 60 FPS. Beautiful. Derek, learn to appreciate that 4K and 60 FPS. While the rest of the systems kind of fall in between. Some of them are 4K 30, some of them are 1080p. With the Nintendo Switch setting at dead last at 720p 30 FPS regardless of modes, which is kind of confusing because you would imagine that TV mode can push 1080p, but the chart clearly says 720. So here it is. I'm just reporting what they told me. So if it's wrong, don't get mad at me. Now, the PC version resolution really just depends on your display. I would imagine it goes up to 4K, 8K probably. Frame rate, though, can go up to 120p max, FTP max, if your graphics card can handle it, of course, just like any other computer game. So we do have a new, quote-unquote, more than just a remaster trailer, if you want to take a look at it.
Okay, let's take a gander.
More than a remaster. I saw the title and I had to share it. Also, who doesn't like Jack? Oh, who doesn't like Zach?
Zach.
Zach's cool.
Well, I imagine Sephiroth probably doesn't like him.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that upgraded, completely redone graphics. Updated battle system. Look at it. Here's the original.
Yep.
Yeah, here's the new one. Like, really now? Like, are we fighting over if this is a what?
I don't know. I don't think anybody's fighting. I mean, there might be differences of opinion, but I don't think anybody's gonna have like a really negative knee-jerk reaction to this.
If it's Final Fantasy, someone's fist fighting somewhere. People have strong opinions about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that is true. But I think that those are the loudest voices are sometimes the loudest because they're compensating for a lack of
something else.
I mean, well, a lack of numbers is, I think, what they're, sometimes it's the fewest people that just feel like they're the most fervent, and they've got to, shout from the mountaintops to make sure that their opinion is heard, because otherwise it's, going to get swallowed buried by the deluge. Yeah. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's just how it is sometimes. I don't know if that's what it is this time or not, but anyways. So that was pretty interesting, and I did actually throw out a poll when you asked about it. By the way, I figured out how to do that on YouTube because I'm a professional streamer now. And anyways, as of right now, we have 26 votes right now, and it's looking like about 2/3 are saying that it's remake and 1/3 saying remaster. rough breakdown. So yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I still want to see your rationale in the comments section.
Oh yeah,
don't
for
forget
sure.
that. Yeah.
Right. I'll go ahead and end that poll, and we can move on to the next piece here, Mugen Souls. So this one's coming from East Asia Soft. They've announced that they'll be publishing a 2012 JRPG, Mugen Souls, on the Nintendo Switch. Your arguments are invalid is going to be really excited about this.
He loves the Switch.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So this release will include all content from the original release, including the all censored scenes, as well as full support of English text and audio. And we also have a trailer for it. Do you want to take a gander?
Let's do it.
All right, let's.
Man, I remember playing this game some time ago. It's a really fun game.
So I'm curious. So the censorship that they're doing, that you have included in this comment here, is that like they just censored all the swear words because they're just cussing up a storm, or like?
No, they're just like things that like, it's one of those like, oh, this is too risque censor, but like it's really just a whole bunch of nothing. Okay. Like, oh, it's
like swimsuits
too
or whatever.
Low cut. Let's just add a little piece of cloth that just covers the cleavage a little bit.
Okay.
It's one of those silly censor.
Okay. So it's not like it was an ecchi game or anything like that.
No,
there's
no.
Okay.
No. This is not like a rated like 18. Like there's not a rated X anything in here.
Yeah.
For American audience, or rated 18 plus for anyone else. Like no, not even. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And look at this.
The hot spring scenes. Yeah, but they're all covered. So
yeah, that sounds so. Like it just seems so unnecessary. Like look at these characters. Like, what are you covering? That doesn't make any. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I know.
Anyways. Yeah, it was a really fun game when it came out. So if anyone hasn't had a chance to experience it, you have a Switch, why not? It's a fun game. You get to bounce people around, and they have this like pinball like battle mechanics. It's actually kind of fun.
Oh, I was kind of hoping they'd show some gameplay. I don't think I've seen any of those so far, huh?
Yeah, I don't think it's showing any gameplay.
Okay.
But basically the battle arena is like it's got like a Disgaea kind of.
It definitely looked
vibe.
like it was of that.
Yeah.
Of that style.
Art style. Yeah. So it's got some Disgaea kind of like mechanics in there, but also like the entire like battlefield is kind of like one giant ring, if you will, and if you hit enemies hard enough, you can sort of like bounce them around this ring like a pinball, and if it comes into one of your other like units, you can like bounce them off again, and it's just fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Well,
it's different.
Here's something cool for anybody who just was holding out for it to come to Nintendo Switch, like arguments here, where there will be a limited edition available, a physical release of the game, limited to 3,000 copies, unfortunately. Wow. And that will be coming with a soundtrack, an art book, and a sticker set. So make sure you pre-order yours in order to, make sure Arguments doesn't end up with all of them.
Yeah, only for the true fans.
Yep. Hashtag true fans only.
True fans only.
Only. How would you put that? No, we don't have to.
Yeah. Anyways, I can't make that work. Look, listen, I only got 3 hours of sleep. Please, I can't.
I know.
I can't do this.
I'm like,
right now.
There's some low hanging fruit right there, and I'm just like, I can't even quite do it.
Just need a tiptoe.
All right, what you got here, Baku?
So, hey, listen. Speaking of throwback, how about a new Game Boy Color game in 2022? So, how's that sound to you?
Well, only if it's coming from like a weird, random, out of nowhere publisher that I wouldn't have ever expected.
Well, Crunchyroll, that anime streaming service, just announced that they will be releasing a brand new 8-bit adventure game featuring their company mascot Hime, who will fight. Get this. This is the premise of the game. Hime-chan will fight to save the anime club from the world-ending threat of Y2K.
I love it already.
The year is
Give it to me.
1999, and Hime is gonna go and save the anime club from Y2K.
Just the anime club, though. Everybody else is gonna die in a fire.
In a brand new Game Boy Color game, which, just to remind everyone, we are in 2022 and soon 2023. Yeah, so that is a thing that's happening. We do have a trailer if you want to look at that, just to see what we're up to. Yeah.
Geez, I don't even.
You don't know what to expect, right? Neither did I. Oh, an anime club.
Man,
I was in an anime club.
I was gonna say that anime club looks way cooler than the one that I had at my high school.
It's Y2K. That's what Y2K looks like.
It's Crunchyroll Hime to the rescue. Help Hime stop the Y2K virus. Fight enemies.
Oh, it kind of looks like a
Zelda.
yeah, basically. I'm okay with that. Coming soon.
Coming soon. All right. So let's talk about it. The physical version, as you would imagine there would be, of Hime's Quest is available for pre-order now and closes on December 23rd. Now, they will be handled and distributed by Crunchyroll themselves and also limited run games for different regions. The Crunchyroll version will have an orange cartridge, while the limited run game one will have a blue cartridge. So just know that there will be a difference. So if you prefer orange, go for Crunchyroll. If you don't care, you want blue, then go for limited run games.
Okay.
They are set at $49.99, which is kind of pricey, but it's a cartridge. So
hold up. I was gonna say, you said that it's a Game Boy Color game. You mean legitimately it's releasing on Game Boy Color cartridges that you would play on your Game Boy Color?
Yes.
What? That's awesome.
Time out. Did I not make this clear enough? No, this is not a Game Boy Color looking game. This is a real Game Boy Color cartridge that they're releasing.
Like, you know how like Shantae had like the Game Boy Color re-release on Switch, and it's like, hey, you know, and how there've been this wave of like unreleased games kind of getting their, you know, released officially finally, but on but by emulating on a modern console. This is different than that.
Yeah, no, you can play on the original Game Boy Color hardware.
$50, I'm down. $50, hell yeah. That's not bad at all. How many copies are they? Is this? I mean, this has to be limited, but what's
it might be just be made to order. Like you just pre-order,
and they'll fill the order with whatever. Okay, well that's something. $50
now.
Sheesh. Okay.
Now, if you're saying to yourself, I don't have a Game Boy Color, or no, $50, no thank you. The game is actually going to be free to play on web browsers in December. So this is not really like a money-making endeavor.
Not even a cash grab. Huh.
Yeah, no. They're just you can just play the game for free on a browser in December.
Huh.
So yeah, like literally you can't complain about this. It's just they just made a game that's fun and is free, and if you want to get a Game Boy cartridge because it's fun in 2022, you could do that for a cost. Because we talked about it, like literally limited run, limited like small productions is going to cost more money than making like 10 million copies of the same thing. So they're probably going to make like maybe 20K worldwide, if you will, even that, maybe less. It's some random unknown game. I don't know how many people are going to be in on the joke enough to fork over $50, by the way, to do this. It's a small amount of people who will probably get this. So that's why the price is so high. But if you don't want to pay for it, that's okay. It's going to be free to play in the browser. So when that happens, we'll let you all know.
Yeah, That's pretty awesome. And
Yeah.
honestly, I suspect that if you can play it for free on a browser, there's going to probably be a way you can download it and then probably burn it to like put it on a flash cartridge or something. If you really wanted to do that kind of thing, I'm sure that there will be options. That's pretty sweet though.
Play on your Steam Deck, like
Mm-hmm.
you've spent all your money on a Steam Deck. You can't afford anything else. You play that on your Steam Deck. Why not? Powers in your hands.
That's awesome, man. Well, okay,
Yeah.
I guess that wraps it up for this section of the game. Let's switch gears over to some industry news.
Yes.
We got a few things to talk about in industry news, starting
Ooh,
with
quite a few.
R-Type Tactics 1 and 2 Cosmos Additional Scenario Production Project Kickstarter campaigns.
A mouthful.
Yeah. We recently talked about Granzella announcing that they will be bringing the R-Type Tactics 1 and 2 game onto modern platforms. Now, this week they announced that they have opened a Kickstarter campaign to help fund the Additional Scenario Production Project, which would add 24 new missions and units. And
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. We'll have links to that Kickstarter down in the comments below, or not in the comments, but in the description down below when it's added, which is not right now.
Yeah, I've always been kind of curious about how this may work, where like you've got a small company that has enough money to bring a product to market, but they know that they could do more if they would only have additional funding. So would it be frowned upon to then go to like Kickstarter and just say, hey, listen, we're bringing this game to market no matter what. That's fine. But we're really looking to do some DLCs. Do you want some DLCs? You want to get some DLCs with that and just do it like a Kickstarter by selling the game and the DLC in a bundle? I think that's a pretty good idea for like some of the maybe small to mid-size companies.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
So
of-
we might see a new trend in this.
Just kind of crowdfund additional, like, remember back when games used to have things like, they weren't DLC, they were just called expansion packs.
Yeah.
You remember when they used to make those? That'd be pretty cool. Just a way to like kickstart your expansion packs, maybe is another way you could look at it. That'd be pretty interesting. I would like to see that, the return of expansion packs instead of like
The return of expansion packs.
rather than the nickel and dime you for a piece of armor or clothing or something like that. Like, give me a whole like extended epilogue of the game or something. That would be rad.
Yeah, because here's the unfortunate truth about businesses is that, and again, we're not talking about like giant behemoths like Bandai Namco and Square Enix. No, we're talking about maybe small individual like indies company or smaller development studios that aren't quite indie but definitely not like a giant company like holding company, right? In those cases they don't have the cash flow to do what they need.
Yeah.
See, they can project to sell lots and lots of copies of a thing, and that's fine, right? But if they don't have cash in hand to pay their staff, they don't have cash in hand to pay their staff. And that's why cash flow matters. Your future projected earning is one thing, but you need to have cash in hand. They can either take a loan, which they have to pay back at an interest. That's how business is done. And some loans are good, right? You do want to own some money. But another way is to just get a Kickstarter campaign and just get it pre-funded. So I just feel like this is like another way to fund something like this.
Yeah.
That might
To help
be
you get on your
viable.
feet and start producing more content. Yeah.
Yeah, for small companies, that is.
Could not be it could be not too shabby.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of, I'm trying to find a segue for this. Speaking of good
Extensions?
practices, extensions. Speaking of new games, so Gus has announced that a new Atlier Ryza 3 broadcast will air on November 24th. At 7 a.m. Eastern Time and 4 a.m. Pacific Time, which will feature several voice actors as guests and also a brand new trailer. So we are going to leave the link down in the description when it's available for the broadcast. For all of you Atlier fans out there who really wants to see like I would imagine they'll have like the voice actors maybe play the game a little bit and tell y'all what they think about it. So for all like the super fans, I think you're gonna want to be there just to witness it. Even if you don't know the language, it's fun just to like watch them geek out a little bit. And they do that a lot. So we'll leave the link down in the description below once I type it up.
All right.
Yes.
So moving along then, we've got another story here. It's about it's about some stuff coming to Netflix. So
Netflix.
yeah, it's an exciting time to be a Sonic fan. They just released a game that doesn't suck, and Netflix shared a trailer for an upcoming Sonic animated series called Sonic Prime.
A game that doesn't suck.
So, I mean, hey, you got to take what you can get at this point. Actually, I heard that it's not very good on Switch, actually.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
nothing is good on Switch, right, Mr. Invalid?
But yeah,
Yeah, we probably shouldn't watch all of this. So, link in the description, of course, if you want to continue watching the rest of this trailer.
yeah.
All right. I tried my best to try to talk over it, too.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to see it because it looks really cool. But then I remembered that last time I tried to show off Netflix anything here, they're like, yeah, we're gonna claim all of your money.
Wow, Netflix, please.
I know,
Please.
Hey, they gotta get it from somewhere.
Well, touche.
It's either
Touche. But yeah, no, I can definitely see my nephews watching that. That's kind of cute. Like I think it's like very kid friendly. So yeah, I'd be keeping an eye out for that.
All right. So
all right.
now we have the is this the real meat and potatoes of
the stew.
I feel like this is kind of like the top headline here, and it's what I based some of my thumbnail off of, by the way. But
yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about it. All right. So 3 former Square Enix employees have been arrested in Tokyo under the suspicion of potential insider trading. Ooh. So on November 16th, a couple of days ago, Asahi Television reported that 2 former Square Enix employees were arrested under suspicion of violating the company's insider trading laws. Suspect number 1, Taisuke Sasaki, worked on the DQ11 as a middleware manager, which, by the way, I still don't know what middleware manager is, but moving on. While suspect 2, Fumiaki Suzuki, was a former DQX event programmer. Now, obviously, so both men worked on Dragon Quest, and both men are suspected to have invested roughly 47 million yen, which is about 336,000 US dollars, into a company called Aiming Corporation, which it's a relatively unknown corporation, okay, relative to a lot of the larger corporation. And they invested $336,000, not a measly sum, just before the game did a public announcement that it would be working on a Square Enix mobile game called Dragon Quest Tact. And that's the reason why they're suspected of insider trading.
it sounds kind of damning. It's just 3 Square Enix employees kind of all around the same time investing a bunch of money into one particular company that just happened to be doing it. Yeah, that's kind of
Very
that's pretty sus.
Now, it's as if those 2 wasn't wild enough, a third suspect was named the next day by Fuji News Network, who is none other than our friend Yuji Naka. Do you remember who Yuji Naka is? Do you guys remember who Yuji Naka is? Do you all remember? Does that name ring a bell?
Break it down break it down.
Yeah, so Yuji Naka just happens to be one of the co-creators of Sonic, who also invested a good chunk of change into Aiming Corp just before the announcement of the mobile game. Just big yikes. But wait, I hear you say. I thought you said 3 former Square Enix employees. Well, you would be forgiven if you've forgotten that Yuji Naka also worked on the not so successful Balan Wonderland, hence the thumbnail, with Square Enix, and was subsequently fired and had this whole lawsuit with Square Enix, which we had covered in a previous HitPoint episode. You should watch that. So, the Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office is investigating whether or not the 2 cases are connected, or they just decided to do insider trading like on
independently.
Their own. Yeah, insider. It's and in fact, they're also investigating whether or not there are additional people in Square Enix. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think this has become like a sting operation. Like they are really looking to see if there are more people doing insider trading there. So crazy stuff, Mr. Naka, man. Not catching a break at all.
God, more like Yuji, knock it off, man. God. So guys, I read something that just had me really cracking up. One of the hot takes I read was.
Wait, hold on. Give me a sec. Time out. Wait. Okay, I need to take a drink of water first and then hear this, because otherwise,
yeah, because it's thirsty work doing the RPG news. So the hot take that got me earlier was said, man, it's about time somebody is doing some time for Balan Wonderland.
Oh man, yeah, dude, I love the thumbnail, by the way.
Yeah. By the way, guys, you have no idea how difficult it is to find when you do a search for like anime police officer in order to like have something for the thumbnail for like someone being arrested. Like, you have no idea how far you have to scroll to find someone who just looks like a regular police officer, like that isn't like busty
at a
lady
weird
in a
angle.
sexy cop sort. Yeah, like or like just some like super hunky looking like just teenage looking sort of like just super like what would you call him, a boy, I think is what it's called. That sort of look. Yeah. Like it's just hard to find someone who's just a normal looking little like police officer. Like you have to look for so long. It is anyways,
it's just
now you know what I had to
all
do.
the rated X sites, isn't it? All the
I had safe search turned on, which let me tell you. Now
safe search.
The things I do for you at home just to have some.
Just for a laugh. It's all for a laugh.
Just for a laugh. I swear, Amy, if you're watching, it is just for research.
It's only for research.
So Masahiro Sakurai was recently sharing some new YouTube videos for research of a different sort.
Okay.
A little bit lighter news at this moment.
Okay.
So the guy behind Kirby, behind Super Smash Bros, the dude, right?
The dude.
Well, he's shamelessly luring unsuspecting YouTube viewers to his game design channel with the oldest trick in the book: cat videos.
Not cat videos.
Oh yeah.
What a cheap trick.
I know, he's feeling.
We should have cat videos.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly. You know what? Maybe that's what I should have put in the thumbnail.
We should have cat.
I should have put that cat in there.
You should have put that cat in there.
Balan being arrested, and then a sad-looking cat next to it.
Random cat.
Yes. You know what? Sakurai just finished. He just shared a 2-minute video of his cat, a little girl named Fukura. But the family calls her Fukurashi because it rolls off the tongue better. Yeah, definitely.
That does.
Mm-hmm. So according to Sakurai, that was quote, according to Sakurai.
Yes.
All jokes aside, though, the video is super cute. And the rest of his game design videos are actually pretty awesome as well. So we'll leave a link to that down in the description down below later on. It's not there right now, but we'll add it a little bit later. And yeah.
Do you want to take a quick look? We can add a little bit of the cat in our video.
All right. Yeah,
Just,
all right.
just a little bit of the cat. Just a little bit.
All right. Let's take a look at.
It's 2 minutes. We've seen trailers longer than this.
I'm just like, am I gonna get DMCA'd for?
Let's just get to the cat part, and then we'll end.
All right.
No, Sakurai, come on, show us the cat.
Here,
show us the cat.
Can you skip ahead to the kitty? I
We'll
can't
skip
control
ahead
it.
to the kitty.
Yeah. Oh my God!
Look at her! She's got the cutest eyes.
I know. What the heck? That is ridiculous. Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, she playing
Sony.
PlayStation. Wait a minute.
Sony, wait a minute, Sakurai. Yeah,
You got
these,
some
like,
explaining to do, Sakurai.
she got these like giant
Those
you know
eyes.
how some cats
Yes.
those eyes.
It's like Puss in Boots from Shrek is what it is. It's
so cute.
I know, that's adorable. Okay.
Well, there you go. We got a cat
All
quota.
right. You know what? We don't.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see more of the cat, you know what to do. We can't just ride all of the coattails of Mr. Sakurai.
Yeah, not all of it.
All right. So, what did you add here? I don't think I saw this one before.
You didn't, because I found this piece of news as I was scrolling the phone waiting for the show to start. All right. I'll just take this last piece of news, and then we'll just wrap up today's show with this thing that you can do after the show's over.
Okay.
So, Nippoichi Software America is hosting a Trails to Azure Reverse cover contest, asking fans to vote upon 3 different alternative reverse covers to choose one for the physical release. The contest will run from November 21st to December 2nd. The link will be in this description below, but also, I can just copy this link for you. Here, have fun. Yeah, there's the link. So I think they actually did something similar, if not exactly the same, for Trails from Zero, where they did like an alternative cover. They called it contest. I thought it's more of a poll, but
Well, maybe it's the
words,
covers are
but
competing against each other, I guess.
yeah, maybe. And my personal favorite is number 2. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think 2 looks the best because 1 and 3 just looks kind of generic, and I'm pretty sure the front cover already looks like 1 and 3 probably. So
Yeah,
2
you're
just
probably not
looks
wrong.
different, and I appreciate different. It looks really good.
There,
So
I've
I'll
just
be
submitted
voting
my
for 2.
answer. Yeah.
I'm rallying everyone to vote
Rallying
for number
the
2.
troops.
Yeah, rallying the troops.
Just,
so
putting your thumb on the scale. I see, Baku. I see you. I see what you're doing.
Abusing the influence, of course. But trying
to be an influencer.
Me trying to be an influencer.
The worst.
The worst. Now I demand discounts on all the hotel stays from now on.
You can do
have you
that?
seen that? No. Have you seen that? Like there was
I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like there was this influencer, and then I think they were like interviewing these folks from like these hotel managers. Like, yeah, you wouldn't believe that these influencers just come in, just demand discounts, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll talk about your hotel or whatever, and they're just like, yeah, no, you're not getting discount from us. What is no, and I'm gonna say mean things about your hotel. They're like, yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I have 1 million followers. I'm gonna say mean things to you if you don't give me discounts. Like, what?
I mean, that sounds like extortion, which is a crime, but just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Whoops. Anyways, so yeah, that is a thing that I'm hoping you guys will go and do. And even if you don't vote for number 2, I sure do hope that you vote for whichever you think is nice.
And if you don't vote for number 2, Baku's gonna besmirch you on Twitter. So make sure he's gonna. No, I'm just kidding.
Gonna do something.
He's gonna leave a bad Yelp review. He's gonna ask to speak with your manager. I'm kidding.
I'm gonna say mean things about you by myself.
Yeah,
you won't
just
hear
gonna
it.
Just gonna think mean thoughts.
I'm gonna think mean thoughts.
Oh man, no. But anyways, guys, I think that is about it for us today. So if you have what was I gonna say? Yes. If you have any thoughts that you would like us to play on the air, make sure you leave us that voicemail at the number we mentioned at the beginning of the show. Also, if you like this podcast, words are hard because I'm tired. If you like today's podcast, please be sure to give it a like on whatever platform you are currently enjoying it on, whether that be through one of our podcasts that we or platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We do all the various podcasting platforms. So yeah, give us a review. I would appreciate that. Otherwise, I think that's about it for the day. So have a great rest of your day. And Baku, any closing thoughts?
Lots and lots of sales for Black Friday. Go get some and let us know in the comments what you got.
All right. Take care, everybody.